What's going on, everybody? Now, this next story is David Dow. He was the passenger drugged off the O'Hare flight, the United Airlines. He was drugged off of the plane because United Airlines, they overbooked the flight. Now, what they do is, whenever there's a flight, they overbook it because they're sure somebody's going to cancel. So they may overbook it by 3 or 4 people, and normally 9 times out of 10, somebody cancels. Now, in this particular case, nobody canceled, and they figured out they were overbooked. Now, what they did was try to offer at first $400 and a free hotel night to fly out the next day. Nobody took it. Then they went up to $600, $800, and nobody took it. The $800 and or flight credit and a free hotel stay. Nobody took that. So what they did was, after nobody took it, they called the police in to remove 4 passengers. Now, the story reads as this. A 69-year-old doctor, David Dow, was one of the 4 people who was randomly selected to get off the oversold plane flight just before it was supposed to take off Sunday from O'Hare International Airport to Louisville, in order to make room for United flight crew members who needed to get to an assignment. Now, David Dow is a doctor. Now, he can only practice for 1 day out of the weekend. I'll get to that in a minute. When David Dow refused, United sent in Chicago aviation police officers to remove him from the plane, resulting in the cell phone video that's going viral of him being drugged off the plane. Now, Oscar Munoz, who is the CEO of United, apologized in a public statement Monday. Now, where am I going with this story? All right, now, here's a man drugged off the plane, and I agree, it was a great injustice to him. Here's a man sitting on a plane peacefully and get drugged off. He booked it like he was supposed to. He paid for it like he was supposed to. Imagine being drugged off. That is a great injustice. I want to talk about, from my perspective, from an African American's perspective, how do I feel about the story? How do African Americans feel? Now, I can't speak for all African Americans. I'm going to speak from my perspective. And how do we look at it? Let's see. And you know, and a lot of times African Americans, we look at it from his perspective. I wonder, if he was black, what would society have treated him? What would they have said? Well, from our perspective, every time, this happens to us all the time. May not be on a flight, but when we're driving in our cars, police stop us, seatbelt ticket. You know, sorry, officer, why'd you pull me over? Get out of the car right now! What the? We get that every day. Thrown on the hood, searched. Some of us beaten and taken to jail. And you know what everybody's saying? Oh, you should have complied. Check out Sandra Bland, who was pulled over for absolutely nothing and told to get out of her car. She did nothing wrong. This guy was combative. Everybody, if he was black, in my opinion, they would have said, oh, should have complied with the officer. That's what they say every time. Sandra Bland, Mike Brown, Tamir Rice. Every injustice that was served to us, they said, oh, should have complied. Should have complied with the officer. Should have complied with the officer. I read the comments all the time. Mike Brown. Go to Mike Brown's video. Oh, should have complied with the officer. You get 1,000 replies. Should have complied with the officer. Should have complied with the officer. Facebook. Sandra Bland. Every single comment. Every other comment. Should have complied with the officer. When we do something that's total injustice. Now, Sandra Bland did not have to get out the car. She didn't break any laws. The cop got pissed off, wanted her to put out a cigarette. She said, this is not against the law. It's not hindering you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I have the right to smoke my cigarette. Thank you very much. I am not going to put it out. You know what the officer did? Drug out the car anyway. Did anybody? Now see, here's my thing. This guy, he was in the right. And I'm going to call it. He shouldn't have been harassed. He shouldn't have been drugged out of the plane. And I'm going to call it that. But who's going to stand up for us when we see injustice? Now, everybody knows Sandra Bland should not have been drugged out that car. But do you think Fox News or any news station is going to report that? None of them. Every one of them and everybody, nobody is willing to take outside. Nobody is willing to say, hey, that was injustice. Sandra Bland did not have to get out the car. That officer was totally wrong. I would have told him to beat it too. Here, I'm smoking my square. I got my seatbelt on. You pulled me over for absolutely no reason. The cop sped up behind her, and she was trying to get out the way because he was on her tail. She tried to get out of his way. And this happens to us every day. We ride through certain neighborhoods, even our own neighborhood. We get pulled over for literally absolutely no reason. Should have listened to the officers, what everybody said. This guy, did anybody say he should have listened to the officers? Not one person. I watched the news. I'm watching the stories. I'm looking at the comments. Not one person said, hey. And the CEO even said that, hey, he was combative. The officers asked him nicely. Twice, 3 times. They tried to negotiate with him. Tried to even bribe him. Hey, we'll give you $1,000. And a free hotel night. This guy said, I'm not going anywhere. You have to drag me off. That's being combative, right? How many times have you seen who was the air gardener, Tamir Rice? Got your hands up and to an immoral order. To something that you don't have to even... Tamir Rice didn't even have the chance to... They just drove up and did a drive-by and killed him instantly. Didn't even give him a chance. How many other cases do you see where black people was pulled over or being harassed for absolutely nothing and not complying with the officer? Do we get any benefit of the doubt? Zip, zero, none. Everybody is going to immediately say, there was just a new viral video that's going out where a guy's just standing there with his hands up and the cop decides just to grab him, slam him, and beat him. Guy did absolutely nothing wrong. But everybody in the comments should have complied with the officer, should have complied with the officer, should have complied with the officer. Where's that in this? Also, all right, so now, here's what they did. News anchors and everybody, you know what they did? Dug up his past. Now, they do that with us all the time. Now, the doctor who was forcibly removed from the United flight earlier this week has run-ins with the law in the past. According to TMZ, Dr. David Dow was charged with 98 felony counts for illegal prescribing and trafficking painkillers in 2005. Prosecutors claim he fraudulently filled prescriptions for Oxycontin and other substances. 98! The black man was charged with 1. Now, marijuana, 80% of the jail prison population is drugs. We got people in California with the 3-strike rule doing life for an ounce of marijuana who hasn't harmed a fly. Hydrocortisone and Oxycontin kill thousands a year. Here's a doctor fraudulently prescribing. Prosecution. He was convicted on 6 felony counts of obtaining drugs by fraud and deceit. And in 2016, he was given 5 years probation. Here's a man facing 98 felony counts, convicted of 6. Wait a minute. Why is marijuana, who hasn't harmed a fly, people are getting 2, 3, 4, 5 years distribution? TMZ reports David Dow was also convicted of writing prescriptions and checks to a patient in exchange for sex. And he didn't do any drug in jail time? Must be nice. See, let me tell you something. People say, man, black people complain too much. Black people complain. We see the injustice here. We see it. We live it. All of our family members are doing 10 and 20 years for an ounce of marijuana. Every one of us have family members doing 2, 3 years in jail, losing their jobs, being convicted as felons, can't work, can't find jobs. Here this man still free to practice being a doctor after 98 felony counts, convicted of 6. He gets probation and he's still able to keep his job. He reportedly surrendered his license to practicing medicine in Kentucky in 2005. That suspension was lifted, of course, in 2015, allowing him to practice medicine again. TMZ reports he can only practice medicine internal medicine in an outpatient facility once a week. Must be nice. Must be nice, because if you sell somebody a nickel bag of weed, you can forget working ever again. Forget it. Oh, he was accused of providing prescription for Vicodin and other narcotics to a former patient he later hired in his office as his office manager. The men reportedly hooked up in hotels with Dow paying case under $200, with Dow paying case around $200 each time, and also sharing in the drugs, according to 135 complaint, Kentucky Board of Medical License. One day he was busted. Dow was secretly videotaped with the case in a red carpet in Jefferson County, Kentucky, with his shirt off and his pants undone. The record says Dow was convicted after a trial and sentenced to 5 years probation. Jeez, this guy loves probation. Must be nice. Probation. Now, why do I say that? Hey, I want you to walk through the black community and ask me how many people get 98 felony counts and how many are on probation. Yeah, okay, right. That's good. Get a good laugh. Walk through the black community and ask them, have you guys ever had convicted of 6 felonies, faced probation? They're going to laugh at you. Please, do that. Now, should his past been dug up? No. But we also got to look at it. How come our past is already looked up? They say Trayvon Martin deserved to die. Why? Because he stuck up his middle finger like when he was 13 to a camera. Or they tried to dig up, he may have had marijuana in his system. So he deserved to die. Dug up Eric Garner's past. Dug up everybody's past. Michael Brown. What? He deserved to die. Why? They accused him of stealing out of a convenience store. Come to find out, he didn't steal from a convenience store. But they tried to use that as an excuse that he deserved it. So everybody, in every comment. So where's the people on our side? Why does everybody jump to everybody else's side except ours? You know, at least, even the girl in North Carolina. Nobody said, oh, you know, the guy that worked there shouldn't have handled it like that. He shouldn't have kicked her. He shouldn't have choked her. You know, he should have handled it a better way. She shouldn't have been stealing if she was stealing. No, she shouldn't have if she was stealing. But he should have handled it a better way. But Jesse Jackson, he's saying he's out marching for, and what the hell is he, what is he doing out there? And he wasn't out there for the girl that got choked in North Carolina. Why are you protesting? So a lot of people are upset that Jesse is out there at O'Hare protesting with them when none of them jumped up to protest with us. One of our sisters was choked and kicked in North Carolina. Everybody said, shouldn't have been stealing. What about this guy? Shouldn't have been combative. Should have been compliant. Should have been compliant with the law. If this was a young black girl, everybody would have said, should have been compliant. Should have been compliant. And that would have been that. That would have been that. We see the differences. We know the differences. Did anybody say, this guy should... Now, look at the girl who got choked out. Everybody just said, she was stealing, so it justified. She should have been choked. She should have been kicked. Where's the justice in this? He shouldn't have been combative. Police officer tells you something, I want you to go online, go to YouTube, type in black man combative with the police. He's either dead or in jail. And every single comment is going to say, should have complied. Should have complied, should have complied, should have complied, should have complied. Even my former stories I did, every comment is, should have complied with the police. I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm done with that point. Anyway, I want y'all to like, comment, let me know what you think, good or bad. Peace. I'm out.